then there we are. We are back to us. All right. I'm not gonna post that we're gone live on the Discord, though I probably should. Let me move this out the way actually. But we are now live. Thank you for all for coming this evening, and thank you for all those who coming by from the YouTube channel. I really appreciate that, and also anybody from the Twitter page. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, keep in touch with us, hit that bell for notifications. We want to know next time that this goes, and of course, come to twitch.tv/Bear Thoughts until I get that name change and hit that notification button as well on there because you get to turn that on. You follow is one thing. You actually turn on the notifications in order to get notification that we're live. But thank you for all coming today. And as always, we have Corvo Ninja with us. How you doing today, sir?
Hey guys, I'm doing all right. It's been a rough one, but I'm doing all right.
Doing a rough one? Yeah, we all have that. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so you're having some difficulties now. I'm assuming the assumptions here. We didn't get into conversation before we started here. I'm assuming this is going to be coming from the more personal life than a job related this time, right? I would
Yes, absolutely,
yeah, because
absolutely.
I'm somewhat wary of what's going on, but I don't really know the full details. What is, if you can predicate and go on it? What is it?
All right. So there's a couple of things going on. We'll start with the biggest bomb that we got earlier last week. We got notifications that a beloved family member has decided that he's no longer going to take treatments for his illness.
Did he also
So
choose a do not resuscitate command?
more than likely, yes. I'm not 100% sure because not we haven't finished everything, but yeah, it's there's that.
How
Um,
old? If you could tell me, how old are they?
82.
82. Okay, well, they're 82. They're fighting. They're fighting it. They're trying to stay alive, of course. But just like when my wife's grandmother passed away, eventually you just don't want to fight no more.
Yeah.
It's like getting punched in the face every other week. Eventually, you just want to you keep on standing up and like Captain America, like I can keep on doing this, and you get punched in the face again, and then you think you keep it getting back up. Eventually, you're like, I'm tired. Why
Eh,
why am I
Yeah,
fighting anymore?
and that's pretty much what it is.
Are you
Being
are you
tired of it.
are you getting yourself? Because like I was telling my wife for a while, like it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. It's rather than just lie in wait for it to happen. Start grieving now. Like start accepting it now. Are you getting yourself in that situation yet, or are you still in that like denial? Like he will survive and go on. I'll have him for another 100 years more.
No, no, no. I very much know where the real reality of it falls. So, it's one of those things where lack of a better way of explaining it,
Just one of those
it's
days.
hour to hour, you know. It's like one minute I'm okay and the next minute I'm not really okay, you know. But I'm letting it come as it comes
Well, yeah.
because there's no sense in fighting it. I mean,
Well, yeah. Eventually, you're gonna
there
get tired.
yeah. Yeah. So that was the biggest bomb. But here's the stuff that you're really going to get a kick out of. So this morning, I wake up to a house that
To a
has
house.
a temperature of 58 degrees.
Oh, it's cold inside.
Yes.
I have
So
space heaters in pretty much every room, so like
I'm
I got no central
I'm
air.
I'm I'm freaking out. I'm like, wait, it's 58 degrees in here. Um, I have children. So I run down the hall and grab the oldest child
Uh huh.
and put him in the bed with the youngest child and throw an extra blanket on him for heat.
Cuddle up,
And
spoon, get together. All right.
I'm like, what is going on? And I tinkered with a few things before I left to go to work, trying to do a quick once over. No power
All the
in the
power's
house.
out. All the
Uh we
power.
had we had two rooms that had lights, but that's it.
Oof.
Everything else was off.
All the
So
power in all the house. That would I'm sure you paid the
yeah.
bill. It wouldn't be like, well,
Yeah. No,
shit.
no, 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 no. That's not a problem. We hadn't missed a power bill in 9 years since we've been here. So I go to work and Jasmine, Stealthy's still asleep. So I send her a text message saying, "Hey, I don't know what's going on. There's no heat in the house, and there's only 2 rooms that has lights. The best thing I can tell you to do is try to call the heating company and let them try to trace why there's not any heat at least.
Yeah, because, well,
Um,
it's like getting rid
come
of code.
yeah, so she gets up, she gets the kids off to school, and in the meantime, I'm going through scenarios in my head at work. What in the living brothers is going on with the power at the house?
Brother. Sorry, my
And
songs.
one of the guys at work said, "Hey, something like that kind of happened at our camp house when we go hunting, and come to find out it was the neutral wire out at the pole. We had to call the power company to come fix it." Now, while we're discussing all this, Jasmine's dropping the kids off, and I get a call. Sweetheart, I've dropped the kids off, but now the car doesn't crank and I'm at your mom's. I'm like, okay, enough's enough. I should have stayed home today. I get it.
The
I go over
father.
there and I go over there and tell everybody. I said, look, I got to go home and sort out this power situation. I've got to go pick Jasmine up because her car is dead at mom's. I'll be back when I can be back. And they're like, go do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have that leeway.
So I jump in the Jeep and I go get Stealthy. We come back to the house, and because I used to be an electrician in a past life, I take a couple of looks at some things, and then I walk out and look at our meter base, and our meter base is digital.
Yeah.
And for most people that don't know, most meter bases, not all, but most meter bases don't turn off. The digital display stays up so that you can see what your power consumption is.
Did it have its
Um,
own battery, or is it still
no, it's powered off of the line.
okay? Let me fix some camera aim
So
here.
So I go and take a look at it, and my digital display on my meter is cutting on and off, flickering on and off. And when it does come on, it's all eights.
A squirrel bit
Now
your
there's
power line.
yeah, so there's no way that I'm running perfect eights on my power consumption. So I
Meanwhile,
call the
they see the power line, something just shaking up there frantically, just screaming and burning and catching fire. You're like, what's that?
so I call the power company and they send someone over. And the guy that comes over is actually a guy I went to school with, and he's married to an ex of mine. So he comes up, he's like, "What did you break?" I'm like, "I didn't break it."
X?
Yeah, an ex.
Okay.
He's married to an ex of mine.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So
man,
no, no,
X?
no, no, no. He's married to an ex of mine.
Okay.
Anyway,
I
and
might have
me and
misheard.
him went to school together. So we walk around the side of the house and we get to look, and he said, I think that's your problem right there. And I look up and a tree has grown around my power line.
Well, they tend to grow, so
Well, you have to understand the size of this tree means that this was done before I ever even bought this house.
well, yeah, what aren't trees supposed to be get me wrong here. Aren't trees supposed to be trimmed periodically away from power lines?
Yes, they are. And apparently, the previous owners of this residence did not deem that necessary and
And
allowed the tree to grow around the power line. Now, I never went out there and checked it. And that's on me. I
yeah.
never walked the line to make sure that it was clear. So they disconnected the power at the house, pulled that line back, disconnected at the pole, pulled it down, and then they cut that tree section out.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided just for giggles, to cut that tree section off of the line. And sure as crap, right in the middle of the tree where it had where the line was growing through it, the lines were broken inside the tree.
Wait, broken inside?
Yeah, inside the tree.
So the tree literally engulfed the line?
Yes. So here's the line. Here's the tree. It was broken inside of it.
Was it like a branch or was it like a piece of wood?
No, it was a tree.
It's a whole tree. Like the trunk?
Tree, yes. Yeah.
The trunk. Okay, so the trunk was engulfing the line and still passing through. That's pretty cool, but that's nature for you.
Yeah. So the deal, what we figured happened was that last night we had a little bit of wind, and because those lines were running through the tree all these years, passing current, they had started getting weak. And there was just enough wind last night to cause those conductors to break inside the tree.
Okay. So the tree squished the power and copper inside of it and snapped it.
Yes, pretty much, due to the wind moving it back and forth.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe like the tree was like a heartbeat, just snap.
No. So they cut that out, and we were talking. He was like, well, I've got two options. I can cut, a little lane through these trees and string it back that way. He said, but I don't really want to do that because we'll be back out here doing this again in 10 years if the tree grows up.
True.
So he moved my line
pole
down. No, he moved the line.
Oh, the line. Okay.
He just moved the line. So he run new power line to the house, run it back out across my driveway area that has no trees, and did what they call a hanging tap.
Okay.
To the power line to get us power back.
Okay, so I thought because a week or so back we had a tree behind us, behind our apartment area, in the residents behind us yard, not our yard, their yard. It was apparently old and decrepit, and it derooted itself and fell onto our power line. That was a weird awakening because it happened early morning, and I, as well as anybody knows, I'm normally asleep during that hours, and it crashed and smacked our window. Didn't break it, thank goodness. And they had to come out here and drill a new hole, put out a new pole, pull the old pole out, move the surge breaker and everything over to the new pole, and they just yanked the pole out and they just left the tree on the ground. This just left it. And I was back in my mind, I'm like, one thing, it's not our tree, so it's not our responsibility. It's not our land. And it's not going to fall on our bills, so can we not remove that bitch? It's just a big old tree in the backyard now. And I still think the majority of the trunk is still back there laying on the ground. Yeah, it's definitely a fun way to wake up for sure there, loving one. Was not suspecting to be woken up by a big old and you hear smacking of the glass, and then at one point they started cutting down one branch right next to a tree, smacked our window even harder. It's like, that's glass. I just saw his face. He's went, oh shit. They're good. Get it down. I'm like, I'm laying here. My head is like 2 feet away from the window, bitch. You would break it. That'd have been eyes and glass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can definitely see other, but it's pretty cool. I would have, if anything, I'm like, you maybe cut yourself like a little path so I can see where the line went through, because it's so cool how nature just like this. If you don't watch it, it will really engulf everything. And trees, they don't care. They're just like, there's something in my way. I'll just grow around it and make it a part of me.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen pictures of trees with literally bikes inside the trunk because it grew over and around that bike.
Yep.
And it's wild that they do that stuff. So, okay, so power problem.
We finally get the power back, get everything powered up. While all of this is going on, you would know that, the world is falling apart at work because I'm not there. So they're blowing me up.
How do I do this? How do I do this? You have a job for a reason, bitch.
And so I look at Stealthy and I'm like, look, I'm gonna leave you to Jeep. You can pick me up after work after you get the kids. And then sometime between the time I get off and the time I get on the podcast with Grumpy, I'll run over and see what I can do about your car.
Car. Now, what is the problem
So,
with that thing?
so I run back over there. I go we because I messed around with it a little bit before I went back to work. Um, I think she needs a new starter. It's starting to get a little sluggish on the crank, and
Okay,
it's
so
not the battery. It's not the battery because I had the battery tested. Um,
SARS are relatively
and,
cheap.
yeah, and so sometimes to get it to do what you want it to do, you have to pull it out of park, push it back up into park, and then bump the key a few times to get it to crank.
Uh-huh.
Well, Stealthy knows this, and in the process of her doing said trick today when it didn't originally crank at mom's, the shifter got stuck in park.
Did the wheel get stuck? Was it
No,
locked?
it was
No.
not. It was not the wheel. It was literally the shifter was stuck in park, and the key was locked into the cylinder in the car.
Okay, because I've had like when I was trying to not something like very much like that, but I was trying to get my vehicle to go to neutral, and for some reason my steering wheel was locked, and therefore my shift was locked too. And I was like fighting with it. I'm like, I'm about to break one of these things. I feel like I'm manhandling this thing. Eventually, I had to turn the key just so slightly, and then the wheel just unlocked, and I was able to put it in neutral. But that was a pain in the ass.
So I couldn't get it to crank before I went back to work. So I'm sitting at work and I'm thinking to myself, like the mechanic I used to be. And I
Past
go,
life.
yeah, in another past life. Good God, how many jobs did I do? Um, I'm sitting there going, there's got to be a park release somewhere on this thing to release this thing if it gets locked in the park. Because most vehicles, if you don't know, if you have a shifter, like an automatic shifter in the floor
Yeah.
or even on the column, those shifters can get stuck into park. There is usually a release somewhere that you can use to get it out.
I've seen some with keys. Was that what you talking about? Like I've seen some with like literally key slots and
There's some key slots. Some of them have different types of mechanisms. Anyway, I was like, okay, Google, you are my best friend.
no, they're not.
So I Google this thing and I get off work, I come home, get the Jeep and run back over to mom's real quick. And within 5 minutes, I've cranked the car
getting
because
the thing unlocked.
I figured out where the lock was. I depressed it so it would release the shifter. I pulled it back and gently put it into park, bumped the key about 4 times, and it crunked right up.
Well,
So
that
after
fixes
podcast,
that fixes that problem, but doesn't fix the initial problem. It's like just a
yeah,
band aid.
it doesn't fix the starter. So basically, what it does is make it possible for her to drive her car to take the kids to school. But I have to get a starter this weekend and put on her vehicle. So yeah, we got to go get the car after podcast from mom's and bring it home.
Oh goodness gracious! I can't tell you how many times I tell my wife, and this is something I always tell her because every time something comes about, she's like, "Can you fix it?" I go, "I'm not a carpenter. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a mechanic. I'm a dork that knows computer stuff. That's it. That's all. Anime, sure. For computers, all right. Cars, mechanics. I did some drywalling. I did a little bit of a little bit of carpeting. Not much. I did a little bit of roofing. I worked on my cars. I changed my I've done a what is it called when you change the spark plugs and the wires tune up.
Ignition tune up.
I,
Ignition tune up.
I did that before. Oil change, sure, I've done that once or twice, but that does not qualify me as any of that stuff. Hell, me making this desk right here was probably the most like carpeting, and I made the desk where my 3D printers are at. Like that's pretty much it. This desk, that desk, they still shake. I did not do a great job on them. They have stuff on them. They hold up. They're functional. But boy howdy, I can shake the shit at this desk if I wanted to right now. And that one too. But it only shakes left and right. Both desks too. Left and right. Back and forth. No. Left and right. That shit going on. If there's an earthquake and it's going left or right in my house, they're gonna break. They won't
Yeah.
break, but they'll feel like they're going to. So that's about as far as I've ever gotten, and I didn't enjoy none of that. Also, I did a little bit of insulation. Didn't enjoy that either.
Yeah, insulation is sucks. Drywalling, it's not real fun either.
Yeah,
Um,
my wife
I mean,
wants to possibly get our grandma's house, but problem is one would be near certain people that don't want to be. Also, it would be in dead end town. I don't want to be in dead end town. But one of the things we would have to do for that house, if we were even get mildly interested in buying it, would be new drywalls and probably new insulation. I don't want to do that. I will if I
yeah,
had to, but I really don't want to live there. That town sucks, and it's way out in the boons. I mean,
yeah. See, I grew up in a family that like we built our own houses because we had contractors in the family, and we built our own farm, and we worked on our own cars. I mean, I used to build drag cars for drag strips. I've done a little bit of everything. So
you were
usually
country.
yeah, when somebody says, "Hey, that's broken. You know how to fix it?" Let me look at it. I might, more than likely. Um,
Possibly.
yeah, like rollover come over here for like the third time with his van one day, and he's like, "Dude, I can't get this door on the side of this van to shut like it's supposed to." So I go out there and look at it. I said, "Let's go to the part store for a minute." Went in there and bought these two little $20 brackets. Come back an hour later, he's like, "Dude, my door shuts again." That's like, yeah,
Have you
yeah,
told Rollover about his name, Rollover?
yeah. He gets a kick out of it. I accidentally, you'll like this. So we were sitting around the other day when we were down in Orlando, and me and him had walked outside for a nicotine break,
Hmm.
and I didn't think nothing about it before he thought. I was like, "Hey, roll over, hand me that drink." Oh crap! he goes, "What the heck is a rollover?" And that's when I had to explain it to him. He's like, "Okay, I'll take it because Grumpy named it, but that's it. That's the only reason."
I don't think he probably remembers very much of that. I don't think my middle brother remembers probably very much of that. That was one of those moments I don't think they're subconsciously going, "Oh yeah, I remember that time you rolled me over. Thanks, Dad."
Yeah, yeah. He
uh,
he's a trip though. He's a good kid. I will tell you that. He's a good kid.
well, maybe someday we'll have him on here with us. Um, but let's go through a little bit my week. It's not really as jam packed of crazy like that was. Other than the last week with the mother in law, or not the mother, the grandmother passing away, they apparently went all got tattoos now. I probably post up. They did the her last few minutes of our heartbeat. They got the little scan of that of her last few heartbeats before she passed away, and they all tattooed that on there. My wife got the beginning of her life and when she died tattooed actually right here. I forgot she was gonna get it right here, but then the guy was like, "Yeah, let's not. That really hurts. Let's do it right here instead." So she got it tattooed right there, and her mom, her aunt's daughter, and the uncle and the uncle's son all got tattoos that day. And then yesterday, as y'all well know, I went to go donate my blood plates. Now, check her out. I'm just saying, you don't have to do this. It's a good cause, but let me try to tell you what's the ordeal going on here. Okay, you're donating your blood to science, or your blood plates or your white cells or whatever they need at that time. They need blood plates at this time, and you have to test your blood. You have to be a certain weight, over 117 pounds, be a certain age between 19 to 39. So if you're between that age, at least look where I am, that's requirements. And if you get no call back, that's a good sign. No, nothing's wrong. And you'll come in and sit down for around they said 4 hours and 30 minutes. It's more like 4 hours and 40 to 4 hours and 50 minutes. I was sitting there. So it's practically 5 hours. I say 5 hours because just round it up. And they had one needle right here with I had to could not move this arm at all. Was not allowed to move this arm. All I could do is this. So this was my limited motion with this arm for practically 5 hours. Just this. That's it. And they had a catheter. They had a needle catheter, and for some reason my catheter kept getting clogged up. No one else's catheter was getting clogged up, but mine. So they had to keep it coming over to mine and like shooting this stuff in and then sucking it back out to declog it. And one time I saw like a thick, I'm not gonna go too detailed here because just in case anybody's gory with blood. Let's say it was not pleasant when they pulled it out. It looked like it thickened a little bit. So that was like, yeah, this is normal. I'm like, is it? And the other arm was the blood going back into my body, and I actually could move this arm for a little bit. So I was just sitting there like this for 5 hours, and I was just like, and I got nervous. I don't know what like. I don't know. You ever get the feeling like you don't know about something? I was unsure about it. I didn't know what would happen. And I kept on like, is this normal? You keep it coming over here and declogging my catheter. Is this usual? And then like they just kept asking me like, fine. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But this one arm over here is itching like crazy. And she just laughed. I'm like, okay, nothing to worry about. All right. So I had to move my arm over like this way because I was afraid to bend it at one point. And I had to like do this number to try to itch my arm with one finger because I couldn't very much reach it with another hand and move this arm. So I was just fingering my arm. And then it started for some reason like flake. Like it started to peel. I'm like, this is normal? I'm peeling. Mhm. Like I see a flood of snowflakes. I'm thinking, looking at people left and right at me. No one's looking at me. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep on doing this. I was at it for a good while. I was like a little, just like I feel like I was in a like arm cast. Like I just had to itch it. Like, and she just laughed. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm not having an allergic reaction to anything here because you just told me you just pumped something into me a few minutes earlier, but I might taste or smell it, and now my arm is itching. It eventually went away, but it definitely feels like I was almost at the moment going, ma'am, come scratch me. I had itching. Come scratch me. And I thought it'd be really weird to ask him to do that. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing this, bitch. And then I go try to like after a while, like I was playing my Nintendo Switch, and I thought maybe like my hand death gripping Nintendo controller because everybody has a Nintendo Switch. I don't have it beside me. Those things are itty bitty and really thin, so I had to death grip those things. So I thought maybe me death gripping it the entire time, trying to play Nintendo Switch while had this catheter in my arm was clogging up. So I'm like, oh freaking fine! I stopped playing Nintendo Switch. I stopped watching. Let's watch Netflix. And they have a little sign right in front of you say, Netflix and Hulu and YouTube, all available. I'm like, all right, I'll go check some Netflix and chill. All right, go click on Netflix. Your order for this subscription has gone up. Would you like to buy it? I'm like, no, I don't want to buy it, and also it says it's free. Fuck. So I was stuck watching Captain America, not a bad movie, and Iron Man 2, my least favorite of the Iron Mans. I'm like, this sucks. I want to watch some anime. I can't move my arms. Okay. After all is said and done, I would do it again though. Like that was all a bit of it was the nerves, it was the limitation. I would go in there a little bit more knowingly what's gonna happen. Only thing is you get $250 for that. Which 5 hours for $250, okay, that's not a bad money, but you can't drink, you can't eat anything, you're not allowed to move, you can't go to the restroom, you are stuck in a chair for that time. And some people may not like that because if you also have any physical or not physical, if you have any drugs you have to take, like it has steroids in it. Luckily, I don't have no. Luckily, my inhaler doesn't have steroids in it, so that's a good thing. Nothing else I ever have taken in the last couple months has steroids in it, which good. And my wife, she can't do it because she has psoriasis, so her immune system is what's the word for it? Help me out here. Like she can get sick because her immune system isn't as strong. She's vulnerable.
Yeah, she's got an anemic immune system.
Yeah, because of the medicine she takes, it makes her
Yeah,
immune system vulnerable. So
yeah,
she can't do this thing because then she'd be giving her blood that has psoriasis cells in it, but also her immune system in those blood would be weaker because of the medicine she takes. And so if you have any problem like that, but definitely check around. If you need some little cash, I would definitely say, but now I gotta wait. Like, get this. Okay, I made the appointment. I just called up one day and going, hey, I'd like to do this. They went, okay, when would you like to come in? When it's available. We got a spot next week. You cool? Sure. And then then a week after that, we doing the actual thing. I'm like, sure. I'm like, shit, this is easy. All I gotta do is call it and make an appointment. Bam, I'm in, making money. Sure, why not? Let's get it. And then I asked him, like,
yeah.
okay, when I come back, when I gonna come back? He's like, we'll call you. Who you call me? Like, I know I gotta wait 2 months before I can do this again because my blood plates are, very small or very limited now. I gotta wait for you to call me. He's like, yeah, we don't know when we're gonna have our next availability open. I'm like, it's literally 2 months from now. Um, how would you? I just called and walked into this place. There was no like, call you. I'll see you in a month or two from now. Till I come and do this if I still want to do it. No, it was literally that very
Right.
week I was in the place, and that very next week I was doing it. So why do I need to wait for you to call me? Like, can I just not wait 2 months, give you a call back? Go, hey, I would like to do it again because I I need it. So that's been pretty much week, and I went home that very day, and I fell asleep for another 7 or 6 hours. I mean,
Yeah, because it wears you out, dude. It saps your energy.
I felt like I felt like I was 300, 400 pounds. Just, uh, like first when I first got up, I'm like, okay, I'm a little heavy, a little heavy. Then I started taking more walks, and I was like that rabbit slowly getting slower and slower. Just, and as soon as I got home, I just crashed. I just, I couldn't move. I could barely even like lift my arm to pet my own pets, and they're like all crawling all over me, excited that I'm home. And I'm like, honey, get them off my chest. I can't. Yeah, that was
Now,
pretty much my week.
well, the good news of my week is I have goodies coming. Mwahaha.
Ha. Is this is Christmas goodies, right?
Well, some of it is, some of it I get immediately. It's a half and half thing.
Okay, is any of them like your honeymoon gifts or your anniversary gift to yourself?
No, no,
Okay.
none of them are like that.
Okay, so I remember you
Um,
got a honeymoon gift for your wife. I didn't know she would like, just pick whatever you want. Sure.
no, no, she bought my anniversary present like months and months and months and months in advance. And
Okay.
if I didn't tell you what it was an AR.
An eight. What's okay? Eight AR. Eight.
It goes bang bang.
Oh, okay. That's a honey. Here's your honeymoon gift. Keep me alive. Okay. What?
Exactly.
Help me defend our house better. But here's your gun. Anybody out there is
Yep.
against guns? I'm sorry. I do believe in guns. I don't own one myself, but I believe you should have the rights to protect yourself. Just don't go outside your front lawn just because people walking by and go keep on stepping. Keep that finger off that
Yeah, no,
trigger.
no.
Keep that finger off that
Yeah.
trigger. You hold it,
Nah,
but don't.
no, it's nothing like that. Yeah, it would definitely defend the house if somebody come in it, but no, it's more of one of those things. My grandfather has that land, and we all like to go shoot, and I have several different types of guns, and that was one of the few that I did not have,
Okay.
and she was able to procure one for me, and that was my anniversary present.
Do you subscribe or have you ever subscribed to those websites that teach you the lawful uses of your gun and what you're allowed to do if someone were to break into your house with your gun and like
So
everybody say yeah, if you get a gun yeah, you protect your house, you shoot the person,
here's
but
the deal. I have a weapons carry permit, so I had to go through all that before I could get it.
yeah, but that doesn't always they don't always teach you the
Yes,
full
yes,
legal.
down here. Yes, they have to here.
Okay, because in
Part of
Alabama, it's like
it's part of the program.
okay, but in Alabama, like they always say, like, hey, you may take the classes, you may get your rights to carry and right to and own, but you better learn, you better look up on your laws and what you could do if somebody goes
Yeah,
into your house and
even if they break in your house, you're not allowed to fire more than 2 shots in them here.
2 shots.
2 shots.
So if you just bang bang and one slips and goes to you, like let's say you bang bang and then like the person grabs it after and they shoot and you shoot in the sky, or if they somehow shoot themselves.
No, no, no. This is rounds that you can put in a person.
2 shots.
Like I can shoot all I want to in the air to try to scare them off.
Like a deterrent.
They're like a deterrent.
Yeah.
But I can only fire 2 rounds at their at them.
Mm-hmm. Don't shoot the knees.
Because
Just tell you right now, don't shoot the
yeah,
knees.
because the way they look at it is the first round and the second round are defense rounds.
Yeah.
If you fire a third time, that's almost like premedited murder because you already know that you shot them twice. And most people being shot twice are pretty much down and out. If you choose to shoot a third time, you're choosing to end that person's life.
What if, just put it out there, you weren't sure that the rounds hit?
Okay. If you're not sure that the rounds hit,
It's really dark. He didn't make an
then
owie sound. Owie!
here's the thing. If you're not sure your rounds hit, you did something wrong.
But what if he's like, stoned out of his fucking mind, and all you saw was him
It
just like, Freddy
it
Cougar
doesn't
walking towards
matter.
your ass like,
It it
eh.
it doesn't matter. If you know your rounds hit, then you're good. But if you don't know your rounds hit, you did something wrong. Something
Okay.
was done wrong.
Because I've seen don't go look it up if you want to be my guest, but you can find them. They're out there. There's this one predicament. A guy was so coked out of his God-given mind that people were shooting him. I'm not gonna say what they were shooting him. He still had the capability of walking toward them and stabbed people. It's like,
Here, I'll give you this piece of information. The round that I shoot will take a limb.
oof.
So if I hit you with that round, and I don't care how drugged out you are, if I blow your arm off or your leg off and you continue to come at me, then you have the right to attack me, in my opinion. Okay. And now, hey, here's the caveat to the rule. That's 2 rounds I can fire.
Yeah. Someone else can
I
have their own.
I have a wife, and my wife shoots very well.
I'm not saying anything about mine. Love you. We don't have a gun anyways, so we want to get one at some point. But yeah, I've seen some drugged out people, not in my personal life, but some drug people that I wouldn't feel comfortable putting 2 in them and them
Well,
like going down without like if I
It
took off
depends
a
on where
leg.
you put the 2. Depends on where you put the 2.
Put the 2 in his head,
There's
he
no
won't be able to very much respond.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I digress. Back to the topic, the goodies that are coming. So, Stealthy
Yeah.
the other night comes across one of her streamer pals doing a stream from a retro game store.
That's pretty interesting.
What was his name? Nightmarish.
Yeah.
So he was doing a stream from a game store.
I think I know what this
That-
one is.
One of his friends works at. I don't know if the guy streams or not. I don't know much about him. Stealthy knows more. But
Yeah.
anyway, they're doing the stream. Come across 25% off of consoles.
Pretty sweet.
And yep, well, naturally, she's been playing her Switch and been playing Pokemon Let's Go, and now I've got the itch to want to Let's Go Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
So I told her, I was joking like a few hours before she found this. Hey, maybe I should get me a Switch. We can party up and do some stuff. And then she found this, so I was like, wonder if they got a Switch So he walks over there and he goes, "Yeah, I've got a Switch. It's the only one we got left. It's a special edition Diablo 3 though." And he was like, it was like retails for like right at $500, $600, but she got it for like 370.
When I first saw it, I know exactly which one you're talking about. I wanted to get it. I think it was around $300 when I saw it when it first came out. But like they of course they've gone up on prices on it because it was a special edition. It came with a game including a in decaled looking Diablo in front of the docking and the of course the decals on the controller and the back of Nintendo
Um,
Switch. Um,
those aren't
and
decals.
they're not decals. They're actually embedded into it. But
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
we call them. But
I
yeah, it's
have I
sexy
have
looking.
that I have that on its way to the house to me.
Is it coming with the game?
You know what? I didn't ask because it was a retro store. I would assume no, but I will purchase it.
Well, like okay, even if it was retailing at that current time for $500 and you bought it for 375, you didn't get the game with it. That wouldn't really make up for the rest of the 100 and something dollars. That would be
Yes, but the two free games that come with it did.
well. What games?
So I've got Let's Go Pikachu.
Okay, so
I
you
got
got that one.
I got Sword.
Sword.
Yeah, Pokemon Sword.
Oh, I thought you just said sword. I'm like, there's a game called Sword.
Nope. And then I got Nino Kuni, the first one.
That's a good game. A little weird,
And
but I like it.
then what was the last? Oh, the last one was Mario Odyssey.
Have not played it, but I heard a lot of good things about that one.
So I got those four,
Mhm.
and then they had Ninja Turtle collectible cards. Never opened.
Ninja Turtle collectible cards. Were they the
So
game cards or just the visual cards?
dude, I didn't really care. I didn't ask. Um, I've got 5 of those coming.
Mhm.
Jasmine snuck in a figurine that'll be up on the shelf whenever I open it because there's a few of these that'll be opened at holiday time, but it's the Vincent Final Fantasy VII Vincent figurine.
Vincent. Is that the guy with the yellow hair?
No, that's the guy that had the pistols, the red
Oh,
cloak,
oh, the
vampire.
guns. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have him. Well, you can't see him. He's literally right where my hand's pointing at the from the Advent Children version of him. I got him right there. You
yeah.
really cannot
She
see him.
she she snuck that one in. I didn't realize she got it, and then later she's like, "Ha ha, I got it." Nah, 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 nah. I was like, "Nah," you know. Um, and she replaced my GameCube that the boys broke.
Oh, that's nice. Listen, I don't know my 45. This is great. It's fun to every Pokemon max stats. Yeah, like it is eventually there's Pokemon games are eventually at a point where literally nothing. You're just going through the game, just being God mode and just killing everything in one shot. After that, that's why they pretty much added shiny Pokemon to those games so people can have something to do because well, shiny Pokemon they're rare. Even though there is a bit of a things you can do to have a higher chance of one coming out. It's a process. I don't remember it. I don't really know it. I don't play the game enough as it is. You know, I have it. I thought it was fun. But I have Sword and Shield and Go. So and of course now I have a whole year thanks to anime. I don't know if you weren't on yesterday. Anime gave me he apparently won a contest. He won a whole year subscription to Nintendo's online service, and he gave it to me. Like after he done bought
Awesome.
it, after he just bought it himself, apparently a couple of days later or a week later or so, he won a code for a whole year, and he just went, "You want it?" I went, "Yes," because everybody wants to keep up doing stuff with the Nintendo Switch and online. So
Yep.
yeah, I will
Yep.
take it.
Yeah, and I was telling Stealthy, I said, it'll be nice when I get my Switch and Go here. She's got hers. You got your subscription now. We can throw a subscription on there and have a little bit of a playthrough. Some.
Yeah, the only thing I gotta do is, well, I gotta do. My wife did not tell me, and I found it. She tried to hide it from me 'cause she knew I'd get angry, and rightly so. Y'all remember the little Pokeball I had that went with the game that I used to throw when I played it? It came with, or
Yep.
it comes with the game, and it also works with Nintendo. It also works with Pokemon Go on your phone if you're out in town.
Yep.
Little trick there. You
Yep.
also carry. Yeah, my dog chewed it up.
Oh crap.
Like utterly, and with no remorse. And I found it because I was looking for something one day. I forget what I was looking for. I was just going through the drawers, going, "Where is this dang thing at?" And I opened one drawer, and I see something white and yellow. I'm like, "Is that a Pokeball?" I grab it. There's no string. The string is gone. That was the first thing you probably went for. Grab it, and the ball is just utterly destroyed, chewed up, and the little joystick and the buttons messed up on top, and the cord's gone. The little back shield where you put the plug in the USB C cord, and it sucked. It's destroyed. So I said, "You're buying me a new one. You're buying me a new one." It's been over like 6 or 7 months since I told her she's buying me a new one. Someday. But yeah, I hope I have that. Of course, I have not my normal controller. I can just flick the controller for the throwing of the ball. But it's just, I'm sorry, it's just much cooler. It feels better when you have something tangible in your hand and you go, wee! Even if you're just throwing it and all you're doing is let the cord just slap, slack, just
Yeah.
wee! Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah. So Stealthy has been doing the whole, you
Flick.
know, the flick and son. If I can throw as many excellence as she can, I will be in heaven.
I wish I could throw
I am-
excellence on Pokemon Go in the freaking phone. Suck at it.
She got to where like they jump to the left or the right. You know how they do that? And
Yeah.
she do this. Do that little flick like this.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I couldn't hit him if I was
With
walking
a
up there
rock
going,
with it.
hey, hey. And she's like, oh, what? Because like she's watching a stream while she's playing, and she just looks up and sees him, goes,
I don't know. Yeah, the other day I had her on the Discord. She was ranting about her current situation with some things going on, and all I heard was this motherfucker. I'm like, Stealthy? It's like I just keeps on moving. I'm like, you got it, girl. Go for it. Apparently, I was distracting her enough that is just talking to her.
what it was I think that was when she was doing a Mr. Mime.
Uh-huh.
And you know how Mr. Mime likes to hop left and right.
I thought he maybe
she's
like, fuck you,
Yeah,
walls.
Yeah, he was doing that, but he was like hopping left and right and crap when he was doing it. She finally got pissed off and threw like 3 nana berries at him and made him stand still and threw
I'm
the ball
fucked
at
up.
him.
Come get me, bitch.
But yeah, she's doing pretty good. I have actually enjoyed watching her play it, and now I want to play it, which is how the whole Switch thing came about.
Yeah, that's pretty much how like people see you and see you having fun. They want to perceive if they can have that kind of same fun too. That's the point of watching other people. And of course, it does help when you say I can play this game with you. That does endorphins, brings to people like, oh, I can have the fun with playing this game, and I can play with them at the same time. That's why I still think not Sword and Shield, but Hyrule Warriors should have been an online co-op available, if not mandatory. I'm still upset about that. Like, why? It's a Dynasty Warriors game. Bring it to the modern era where online is almost like a fucking necessity nowadays.
I agree. And I went through the other night because she was like, you already know what these games are. Make a list of other games.
Slash.
And that way we can have some random games pop up for you occasionally. So I have a whole list of freaking games now. So yeah. And the nice thing is if I'm playing one but not playing the other, she can always pop it into hers and play it, you know?
Yeah. I also, okay, give me wrong if I'm wrong here, if you know the information here. Apparently Nintendo, I don't think recently added it or if they've been having it for a while, but they have You can go into the Nintendo Switch store on the app on the Nintendo Switch, and when you go find a game, you can wish or like the game, give it a little heart, and it will save it to your wish list.
Yeah.
And if there's a wish list, you can not only find that game again. I don't know if your friends can see it, but if they
I
can,
don't that I'm not sure about. I think if you have made them a true friend on
mm,
your Switch in your Nintendo account, I think those people can see it. But I don't think just any friend can. It's kind of like the PlayStation with that. Like I can make a list on the PlayStation, and
yeah,
I've got a long list of friends on PSN, but only like Stealthy and Rollover can see it because they're the only two true friends I have set. You know what I mean?
yeah. But yeah, like there would definitely be better not to have some actual players play the game with. But I think right now, especially for the Nintendo, I know you're never gonna see this, so I'll just give this idea for free because not like it should be a big brain play here. But it's almost Christmas time. Allow people in friends list, as long as they're true friends, if that's the engagement right there. Allow them to see your wish list. So if your friends want to go, I don't know, buy you a $5 game or that game that you've been looking at for a while, they can. And that'll get away easy way to do it. But I was saying the other day that I was on there. I don't know if you ever went through the list of games that are on the Nintendo Switch in the digital app store area, but holy fuck, Jesus, um, it's too many. Like I
Yeah, I hadn't
way
looked at
too
the
many.
digital version.
It's way too many games. I'm like, why are none of these games on? I don't know, fiscal. I would like to be able to. I personally like the idea of owning something. If it were to
Yes.
break digitally, corrupted, my console gets broken, the SD card or whatever, or one day the service ends, I like to be able to put the cartridge in my hand and go, well, it doesn't really matter. I'll just get a new one, bloop, right in there. It still works. Yes, love.
Yeah.
How's that? My wife's telling me about dog food scraps. I don't know if they can hear you. Gift. She made this out of a dog food bag. It's a little bag to put like Christmas gifts in, and then you fold it up and
That's hilarious.
that's actually kind of cool.
I'm so gonna do
Are
that
you
to
sewing?
Rollover.
Give me a moment. You know what to do. That is actually like five head. Save some money. Like you get dog food, just Christmas bags. Done. Is this a dog bag? It was. Now it's Christmas wrapping.
Yeah, our biggest thing for the holidays is me and Jasmine are a little different. We don't do bows.
Yes, pestilence. You don't?
No, we do wax seals.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I remember the wax seals. It's been a long time since y'all done wax seals. Of course, it's been long since y'all did cards, wax seals, and playing Final Fantasy games. And there's just be something y'all used to do as well. A lot of that. I've actually the other day I was thinking about it and I forgot it now. I don't do a lot of stuff I used to do. Then again, I don't do a lot of stuff I used to do. So, stuff change.
Yeah, things happen, you know.
Kind of like how
But
I used to play Subnautica.
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah. That game used to freak me out occasionally when I would like flip over to your stream and I was suddenly looking at a deep, dark hole in the ocean. I was like, wait, what am I looking at?
yeah, the
Uh,
unknown.
I would be very confused because I'm like, did he stop streaming because it's extremely dark and it's black, or is this game just really dark and black here? And then I hear you go, what was that?
Yeah, like that game. Like we were talking about earlier before the podcast about like games that everybody would particularly like watching. And Stealthy, if you hear this, play some horror games. 'Cause apparently you're great at being scared. I can't be scared in horror games. Horror games don't really scare me like the traditional horror games. The eerie sounds of eerie music and little kid laughing in a corner and something weirdly moving around. That stuff don't really scare me. A bunch of blood and gore, like it's a little unnerving, but it doesn't really scare me until the moment of silence and then the boo moment, the the jump scare moment, as everybody calls it that. That's the part like, oh yeah, I would jump because duh, psychologically, it's I don't perceive it to happen. Unless I do perceive it to happen, I won't jump. But if I don't perceive it to happen, I'm going to jump naturally. It's my flight or runs mechanic in my body. But Subnautica, everything was dark. It was just heard water. It was quiet. You barely see shit. And when something popped up in front of you, it wasn't a jump scare like the program was, automatically making it happen. It was just the state of where that creature was at that moment. It was in front of your camera. And then when something big that, like wasn't like a did it, did it, did it, did it, did it. Like wasn't that. It was just you're swimming along and then right in front of you. That's it. That's all I got. And I get scared and they would start attacking me. I start freaking out. And so I got the gun to kill him. I was like, well, let's go have fun with Flipper. Let's go outside. And then I'll fuck him up. And then that was great. But I love that. That to me, that was real fear. That real tangible moment of flight and run, which I did run a couple times.
A question.
Mhm.
Did you ever play any of the Fear series games?
I have not, but I have watched Team 4-Star. I'm pretty sure you know Team 4-Star. I've seen them play that game. And I don't know if that game would be one of those moments where I would be like in that in body, like I feel like I'm actually that character. When those little things would jump at you, I don't know if my body would feel like that
Well,
fright moment.
I'm going to tell you a story about a friend I know. So I watched a grown man get so scared playing this that he paused the game, went outside on the porch while crying, and smoked a cigarette.
I'm not a pussy.
Alan, I love you, brother, but this is gold right here.
I'm not calling you a pussy. I'm just saying.
So we're sitting in a friend of mine's house. We have all the lights off.
Mhm.
And my friend at the time had a giant big screen television.
Okay.
And we're playing, and he's at one of those spots where if, in Fear, you have to keep your flashlight charged.
Yeah.
So you only have so much battery life before it goes out, and you have to wait for it to charge back up. He decides he's going to crawl into a ventilation duct. And he starts crawling along with his little flashlight. He didn't check his flashlight before he went in.
Beep, beep.
And his flashlight, no, it just goes out, bloop, completely dark.
It didn't have like
No warning, no sounds. So it goes out, and he just has to sit there. He's waiting in the dark, in the ventilation duct, waiting for this thing to charge back up.
It's like classic horror movie.
As soon as the light charges back up, he flicks it on, and without any warning, right in front of him is the evil demon mother crawling towards him all ring style as fast as she freaking can. Dude, he threw that guy in reverse so fast. I've never seen a character go backwards that fast in my life. He come out of that air duct, ran straight to the first street light he could find because his character would be safe in the light. Pauses the game with tears streaming from his eyes, stands up and says, I'm going out on the porch for a smoke.
Like and subscribe if you want to.
I looked at Stealthy. I was like, is he okay? She said, I don't know. I think he was crying. So I got up and walked out there, and he's out there wiping tears from his eyes as he's puffing on this Marlboro Red.
And you're living local to him?
Dude, I live right across the street from him. And I looked at him. I said, Alan, you okay? He's like, man, that scared me so bad. I've never been scared like that. I said, God almighty.
That's what my viewers want. I know that's what y'all want. But it's not going to happen. Like, yeah, I'll jump, I'll scream, but I don't get, horror games don't do very much to me. But if it's actually a legitimate scare, I will gasp. I won't scream like, well, I might scream, but not like in the traditional way of you know, jumping out of my chair or falling out of it or stand
Yeah, I
there for a
mean,
couple minutes and just gasp.
I'm not gonna lie and say it didn't give me a jump scare when the light come back on, but I was
Well, yeah.
okay. It was a jump scare.
Well,
But
it was
apparently
so
he had the
dark.
whole persona going on. He was that character.
Yeah,
And when the friggin' light come back on and she was coming, he was like, holy bejesus, I got to back this thing up.
that's a power of video games. Some people don't understand that. Sometimes it's like a movie. You get so involved and so caught up in the story, you feel like you are that very character. And when something like that happens to the character, you can't help but feel yourself. It, like for those who all long time Warcraft, which should damn well know, if you jump off a high mountain or you fall from someplace, you know your character's gonna die. You can't help but feel the jitters inside your body, even though you're not the one who's gonna die, and you're thinking in the back of your head, oh fuck, this is gonna hurt. And then you hit the ground and you just die. And you're like, oh, you feel it. You feel
Yes.
that moment as if it was you, but it wasn't you. Now, if someone ever dies, like has a heart attack doing that, I would actually believe it. I would. If the news tomorrow said World of Warcraft player has heart attack as his character falls to his death, I would believe it. Because sometimes I'm like,
Yes.
oh.
Dude, do you know how many times I have been running through WoW on like my druid and some random freaking animal jump out and like knock the crap out of me and me like go, oh, what the frick? Where'd that come from? You know?
Yeah.
Because like those bears are big, but you don't always see them coming.
No.
Yeah.
They they really fast or charge at you. And it's just one of those moments you feel like you're a part of the game and not playing the game. And that's why I believe, like dark areas are really good to really engulf you in that moment. We only see like 3 foot in front of you, and then all you see is when light comes about or when light shine about. All you see is this thing about trying to kill you. It's like it's a flight or fright moment, but at the same time, that thing is trying to kill you, and you feel like you are that person. So you're either running away or you're facing your fear. One of the two.
Yeah.
And
And see,
it's so
yeah.
it's so vigorous. Like it's
Yeah. And that's why I have to be careful if I play Witcher
mm,
because I get into that whole story.
oh, I love
am
Witcher.
The Witcher. I'm the freaking Witcher. I'm there. Somebody goes and messes with my woman, I get pissed off. We fit to throw down. I'm coming to tear your house down. I
Which
have
one
to be
did you
careful
choose?
because- Huh?
Which one did you choose?
Which one did I choose?
Yes. Dark or redhead?
Dark.
Ah, okay. Okay, that's my first choice too. But then I did replay it and I went for both and then I got tied up at the end.
Look, I like Genevieve, period.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got that whole quality about her that's just like, you know that I look good. You know you
Humpback be
want it.
damned.
You know I look good. You
Yeah.
know you want it. But
Mhm.
you also know if you mess with me, I'll turn you into something that you don't like.
Inside out, bitch. Fuck on a pony. Man, I do miss playing those games. But like the kind of like that darkness thing I was talking about earlier. We're going a little bit over time. Those who are here, don't worry. We'll be playing some games in a while. We'll be going to my normal stream. I just want to rush it. When we went to the cave the other week, which I still not posted up because I seriously don't think I did a good shot at the very end of the cave, which was about I want to say I want to probably say estimate about a mile, maybe 2 miles length cave. We went all the way into it, and at that point we were somewhere about 500 meters, or we were really long below the earth because we're in a cave. I forget the exact measurement. And she goes, she has all the lights on, and she said, "Hold on to your loved ones." I'm like, okay. She flicked off the lights. I had never been, and I cannot stress this, you can't even close your eyes and be able to experience what I experienced. I'd never been in a room or being in a place this dark. I can literally see how you could be driven mad within minutes if you were in there. Driven in
Yeah.
insanity. Like you cannot go to a dark room. turn on all your lights, and close your eyes, you still would not be able to experience the darkness that I experienced in that cave. Because it was so
Yeah.
far away from lights and it was so far in the ground. This was pure blackness. And if I would say if somebody wanted to, and I was thinking about it later on, I would have been an asshole. You could easily have like gone up to somebody, grabbed your phone, quickly turn the lights on, and go boo and see if they were shit their pants. Because like it was so silent, it was so quiet. Unless people weren't talking, but people were talking, so try to keep us from getting uneasy. I was getting a little uneasy myself, and it was just so dark. I mean, someone can murder somebody in there. I'm not saying you should do that, but you could, and no one would see you.
Yeah, I experienced something similar to that. My aunt used to take us to the beach a lot down in southern Florida.
Mhm.
And on the way back, there were some caves. I can't even remember the name of them. I was so young. But she took us to this national park that had a set of caves in it.
Okay.
And we went down in there and they did something very similar to that about flipping the freaking lights off.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I would say that was really different is it was only totally dark in there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then you started seeing stuff glowing on the walls.
Okay, so there
And
was some fragments of crystals in there.
No, there was like little freaking, I don't know if you want to call them slugs or stuff like that that's crawling around the walls, but they were luminescent.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So like when they turn the lights off for the first few minutes, they don't glow. It's totally pitch black. Like you said, like you can't see. You could put your finger on your nose, you could feel it, but you wouldn't see it.
Yeah,
There's no way.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then slowly but surely, these little things started luminescing, and you're just kind of like, what the freak? And to begin with, you're thinking, oh, it's some, like you said, crystals or something that are luminescent in the rocks. And then you realize these little luminescent dots are moving.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And you're kind of like, you're a mix of wonder and what is moving in the dark.
My brain would immediately go straight to pitch black. I don't know if you saw that movie before, but at one part they
Yes.
find these luminescent slugs and they start putting them in this jar. That's the only light they got. That would be my
Well,
mind immediately. I'm just waiting to hear the in the background, waiting for the monsters to come out.
My first thought was, I don't know what these things are. I really don't want them on me. So can we turn the friggin' lights back on and get out of here?
Ours eventually turned on a light, but it was one of those like Christmas lights that the little lights just move around in circles and do a little like a stargazing look. It was pretty, but she's like, yeah, you can buy these lights at Walmart. Just FYI, if anybody's interested. I'm like, oh, I thought they were crystals, but ours was just the she just turned on a light afterwards after a while. So I was, oh shit.
I told my aunt when we come out of there, I was like, I'm like 9, so I'm okay. But all the younger kids you just took in there, take a look at their face right now, and they're like stark white with big eyes, like, ooh. I'm like, you just scared them so bad that these children are going to see luminescent things now, and they're going to instantly think, deep dark hole.
They're gonna go to the bedroom tonight and they're gonna see a little tiny thing crawling slowly and being like lit up and like they're coming to get me.
Yeah.
They follow me home. Oh man, we saw a couple baby bats when we were in there, and let's just say my wife wanted one of them to follow us home by my hands. She wanted me to grab one and take it home with us. She's like, baby bats, grab one. I'm like, I'm not grabbing your baby bat. Like, come on, I want it. No, we're not grabbing a baby bat. You know you want one too. Yes, but no. Pretty sure someone would see me grab a little thing. I'm pretty sure it'll make some sounds. It'll be warm in your pocket. No one will see it. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
See, that's the difference in my wife and your wife, because my wife wouldn't have told me to grab it. She'd have just snatched it and thrown it in her pocket. I wouldn't have known it until we're driving home and so something starts flying around inside the Jeep. And I'm like, what the? Hey.
Look what I found. Oh, it's not here. Where's it at? Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, that could have been a combination of dark mixed with was claustrophobia. Fluba? I don't know what that is, anime.
Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia. Okay, gotcha. Well, I don't get problems with tight spaces. I just never felt like such darkness. I never been in such utter darkness. Like when you close your eyes, you normally can see little things. The things that are cleaning off your eyeballs. For those who do not know, your eyes are constantly being cleaned by little bugs. Have fun with that at night. And when you close your eyes, you might see them moving around a little bit, or if you get stunned, you might see them move around in your eye a little bit because your eyes is focusing way inwards. And when you close your eyes, the light that is not very much noticeable in the room is being reflected off of them, and that's how you can see them sometimes. And sometimes you can see little hairs that you got caught on your eyeball moving around like it's a little fish worm. Oh, that's annoying. And like, you close your eyes, you still see that. You'll still see some form of light, either given by the moon or by some other external light force. So you can't be in the light and close your eyes and get that feeling of such darkness. But when your eyes are wide open and all you see is just nothing, your brain was like, what is there? The unknown. The unknown is what I say is mankind's deepest fear. We are unsure of something. We don't know what it is. We are unaware of it. That's when we are our most frightful moments when we don't know what's there. And if something would have touched me, I wouldn't know what it was, and I couldn't help it just to elbow the shit out of it. Because it would be my first response. I don't know what the hell it is. It could literally be just my wife. I wouldn't know. With humans, we have semi-translucent skin. Yeah, our lids are not, fully darkening. Even though they say when you close your eyes are actually working the hardest because your eyes naturally are open. They're not naturally closed. So when they close your eyes, they do that because they normally don't want to see you open your eyes. You look like you're still looking at them, so it's creepy. So you close your eyes. So yeah, I definitely say it was very interesting. My wife didn't say it was worth it, and gave me to play a game that's very very dark, and like naturally, like the unknown is a priority of that game. Yeah, I'm gonna jump and scare and scream and holler. Give me to play that game, sure, but don't give me here's Oogie Boogie Man coming to get you. Then again, if I saw a little ring girl like crawling up and around in a Vindoc coming at me full speed, snapping her neck while she's doing it, I might be like, oh shit, too. But I don't think I would start crying.
Yeah, it was one of those times where I was like, wow, I didn't expect him to react that way.
Is he a big tough man normally? Like,
Yeah, he's
I have a feeling they'd be that guy, kind of guy.
he's a pretty big guy. I mean, and
You never see that happen from
yeah,
some people like that. Like,
we've been in quite a few scraps over the years together, and I've never seen anything waver him before or since. But one moment, he must have really been, in the persona of Point Man when that happened because it scared the bejesus out of him.
does he have a wife?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say it like, oh God, it reminded me of my ex-wife coming at me. It's like one of those moments, guys, like, it was my ex-wife. She's come to get my paper. She's had back for revenge.
Nah. He was very much single when that happened.
Oh man, if he was like, yeah, remind me of my wife, I would have cracked up laughing. I would have.
I started messing with him after that because every time we'd walk through a store and I'd see a girl with like
Black hair,
with a right length hair and a dress that was kind of similarly colored. I'm like, there she is. She's like, oh, I'm sorry.
She's cute. Go talk to her. No man, I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right, let's round this up. Do you have anything you want to give a shout out to before we end today?
So yeah, as always, make sure y'all jump on and watch Grump stream, and Stealthy is she's been streaming some Pokemon Let's Go, and Grumpy, a little information for you. Hopefully by the end of the year, I will have the 3D print streaming back up and running.
That'd be cool.
So we can, when we have conversations on 3D, 3D printing, we may have a little video clip we can show them,
Little
for
feed.
some informational. And as always, you guys, we love y'all. Click the subscribe button, the like, we're here.
Share it. Of course,
Yeah.
also, you have anything you want us to bring up in conversations? I know some of y'all like talking about anime. I know some of y'all have other conversations, but if there any conversations that may be more relevant to the current time or relevant in your day, or you have to like to bring it on to, of course, someday we like to talk about certain conversations and bring people on to the chat. So, if you ever want to join us and you have a conversation that you want to join in with ours, we might have you on someday. So just get yourself prepared, get yourself ready. And as always on the YouTube channel, be sure to leave a like and a comment below. Help out the algorithm. Share it with your friends, please. Please, I'm asking a lot of here for you. I know. Please share this with your coworkers. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family members. You don't know who might like it. I have this now also on BitChute. BitChute is another kind of like YouTube like website. And I have it on another website that I'm missing is a podcast website. Let me see if I can bring it up real fast for y'all. I have this in podcast form. Though I only have episode 1 and 2 up right now because it only lets me put up 2 episodes every 90 days. Kind of sucks because I like to put up all of them on there, but it's just because, well, it's a free podcast website. Anybody out there knows a podcast website that let me do it for free and be able to post up all to the current day, that'd be great. But that is a place called Biz Sprout. It's a podcast website. If you want to go download the first episode in episode 1 and 2, go check it out there. And of course, check out our Twitter pages. Links are below. Mine's at the Grumpy Bear. His at I think yours is Ninja Corvo. Am I mistaken? Ninja Corvo on Twitter.
On Twitter, it is Ninja Corvo. And
Okay.
Anime, yes, you are right. I am Stealthy's husband.
Yes. Go check out our things. Keep an eye on it. You want to get keep an idea of when this is gonna go up on the YouTube channel. And for those who are here right now, keep my eyes on the Twitter pages so we can get updates on any new videos might be coming out as well, if you're interested in that kind of things. And I will be going live shortly after this. I got to go grab my Nintendo Switch from my wife. She's done with it. And I got to plug up everything. But yeah, that'll be at Grumpy at twitch.tv/Grumpy Bear. And of course, on here as always at Grumpy Bear or twitch.tv/Bear Thoughts. And as always, you have a good day, have a good night, and have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.